31% battery, I better fucking talk fast. Look how big the wheel is. Doesn't it look like I'm an ant? Look at the size of my fucking hand, right? Hey baby, it's all about perspective. Tell that to a girl next time she asks you if it's in yet. Just tell her it's all about perspective, baby. In, not in. Is that okay to make a dick joke? Shut up. Alright, I want to talk about music stores, because it's been on my mind a little bit lately, and I don't remember why. But yeah, where's my fucking protein drink that I made on the road? I'm eating good on the road. I'm not eating garbage. Not that I usually do, but I'm prone to eat like some Subway and some whatever vegetarian Taco Bell options there are, and like some bag of healthy chips, right? Chips aren't fucking healthy. Forget all that ultra processed stuff. So let's talk about music stores. What the fuck are you doing, pal? I'm in Nebraska, by the way. Whoa, holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cop cars. The fuck did he do? 6? 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. What happened? Sheriffs, too. Damn, that fucking truck seems like he's in trouble. Alright, music stores. A thing I don't really know. I mean, look, that's not true. Everybody knows what a music store is. And I'm not talking about musical instrument stores, because those are their own thing and they're special. I'm talking about music stores. I'm talking about the ones that sold CDs and cassettes. So you know about vinyl shops now, like the kids of today know about vinyl shops. Hashtag blunder bottle. Kids know about vinyl shops because vinyl's been so fucking hot for so long now. That's just the way it is. And they know about cassettes and CDs. Well, look, cassettes were trendy. CDs, you largely can't give them away since 2019, is what I've found. However, St. George, Utah, people have CD players in their cars, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. I've always thought they would make a comeback, and I swore I would never sell my collection, but I sold a good portion of it, and I will continue selling it. I can't think of myself as being like a fucking archivist. That's some hoarder shit. Like if the great deletion happens, if the great deletion happens in the cloud and all the data and all the music and information is gone, I'm not going to be the one who's figuring out a way to get the music to the people via CD. I'll be well equipped with acoustic guitar strings. Make no mistake about that. Make no mistake. Anyhow, music stores. What am I talking about? Harmony House? Record Time? Record Town? Hot Hits? Best Buy? Now this is where it gets crazy, because now I'm going to say Best Buy, Media Play, FYE. And I guess I don't really need to, you know, people make these nostalgia videos. They're very popular on YouTube. That's not why I'm making this, by the way. I do, however, feel that this will resonate with some people, because, especially in Michigan, people don't realize what an important music place Michigan is. Like, people really love their fucking music in Michigan. It doesn't matter what age you are. I assumed the whole world was that way, and then you leave and you find out it's not really. But there's something, it doesn't matter who or where you're around in Michigan, people really seem to care about music, and I appreciate that. Not that they like my music, which is kind of sad, but, you know, 4 or 5 people do. Music stores. Let me just go, we didn't have streaming services. And let's even go like this was still happening during Napster and LimeWire, you know, P2P file sharing, right? Peer-to-peer file sharing. It was happening before then and during then, and it still happened for a while after, then they shut down. And I'm sorry, I forgot Rockabilly's, independent CD stores. I mean, what a fucking incredible thing. And what was incredible about it? Let's take them one by one. Best Buy. It was so fucking exciting to go to Best Buy back in the day, before I had the notion of an independent record store, because we didn't have really one in Shelby for a while, until Rockabilly's. My God, that place in fucking downtown Rochester too, I'll talk about that. So, Best Buy, you would go there, and I gotta say, gotta hand it to them, they had a good selection. And that's not because it was well curated by somebody who knew what was going on, I don't think. I think it was just based on what sold. You know, when you have a big box store, the shit you put on your shelf is the shit that people are gonna buy. Because if nobody's buying it, it's costing you money and it's taking up shelf space. So Best Buy used to have a really, like, outrageously epic music section, man. I mean, that was the whole point of going to Best Buy for me. I mean, they had video games too. And let's go back to PC era games, like PC of the games of the 90s, those big box games. fucking Best Buy and computers. Like, Best Buy used to just be a fucking incredible place. Of course, it's a piece of shit now. Why do you say that about Best Buy? It was so good to you. Because it's a piece of shit now. That's why I'm saying it. What do I mean? What does that mean? What does that mean to me? Let me tell you what it means for me, okay? It means that there's no reason to go there ever unless you're really in a pinch and you're just ready to get bent over and fucked without any lube. Because whatever cable, whatever fucking data related thing you need. I mean, look, I don't know about buying washers and dryers and refrigerators from there. For all I know, Best Buy is a great place. I have no fucking idea. But if you need a fucking cable, get ready. Get ready for the biggest financial fucking of your adult life. Because they're going to charge you like $40. Probably more now for a fucking USB cable. It's like, what about gas stations? Gas stations do it, but it's like, come on, fucking Come and Go gas station. Nobody, is that okay that they have a thing called Come and Go and it's with the K? That's kind of crazy. Oh, don't get mad. This guy's like got his hands up behind me. Bro, I got I can't tell what kind of car, a Chevrolet, I think a Chevy Equinox in front of me. I'll let you throw your hands up at him because he's the one who's holding it up. MUM414, that's a license plate. MUM414. Have fun. Have fun getting tailgated by a GMC truck who's gonna put his fucking hands in the air. But let's see if he's oh, he's tailgating him hard as fuck. Wow. Jeez, MUM414, that's a woman, I think. So let's see if he's gonna fuck. I'm watching this. I wish you could see it. I'm tempted to fucking rip the camera off the thing and show you. Ugh. Oh, you can't even fucking see, can you? I don't know why I thought that was gonna fucking work. All right, that was great. So I gotta be current here. So MUM414 is getting tailgated by that big truck. And it just looks like she's not gonna get over. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, obviously annoying. I think frankly, the tailgater is a little more annoying, but the fact that he's not getting over and just passing her like I did, like those cars are really far behind me now, and it's still, keep your eyes on the road, right? That part of the road though, not this part like I'm doing. Oh, he did it. He finally was like, fuck this, I'm pulling around her. Why do people do that? What benefit do you get from being so obstinate that you hang out in the fast lane going like 5 miles below the speed limit? What do you get from that? I wonder. Do you feel free? Do you feel like it's your right? No idea. Back to the topic, Best Buy. It sucks now, but back in the day, I mean, I used to steal a lot when I was a kid, and they always thought I was stealing at Best Buy. Fun fact, I never stole at Best Buy. I was too scared, but they knew I had thief written all over me. Still do. I still do some thieving. I'm not really going to talk about what I thieve and how I thieve. Or maybe I should. Should I just I'll go ahead and tell you. Some people hear this and they're like, you're a bad person, or if some shit gets sent to my house and I'm interested in what it is, and let me rephrase that. Now we're talking about stealing, right? If some shit gets sent to my house, this is admitting on camera to an illegal crime. Just let me just say this. This is just a entertainment video. None of this is true. If somebody sends something to my house, like if an Amazon package arrives at my house, and it's like, if it's my neighbor Glenn, I'm gonna give it to him. If it's my neighbor Chris, that's never happened. Actually, neither of these has ever happened. I would give it to them. If it's down the street, I'm gonna open that bitch up and see what's inside. Because you know what? You can always say, oh, I thought it was mine. I just assumed it was mine. So I got a jacket right here behind me that I did that with, and I was like, I'm fucking keeping it. Why? Because I'm not stealing from that person, because if they're smart enough to buy a jacket on Amazon, they're smart enough to go through the relatively simple, straightforward process of saying, hey, I didn't get the jacket, and getting a refund or a replacement. And Amazon can eat the cost. I'm sorry. And I know Caitlin Christensen Lyokness, I don't doubt she's watching this. If you are, shout out Lyokness. She heard this and she was like, who are you? I can't believe what I'm hearing. And she really doesn't like it when people are like, fuck it, I'm stealing from a corporation. Who gives a fuck? She thinks that's even worse. I don't. I obviously think it's better. look, if you're gonna charge me money to buy your products, and I mean like an Amazon Prime fee or a Costco fee, if you're gonna charge me to shop at your store, if you're gonna charge me money to go to your store and spend money, I got no problem fucking stealing from you. That's just the way, I'm sorry, that's my thinking on it. It's fucking unjustified to charge you a fucking membership fee. But, and there's other stuff too, like groceries. So anyhow, I'll keep the jacket. I got a jacket. That doesn't happen often, but when it does, I would keep the item if I don't know the person. I steal apples from grocery stores, okay? And let me tell you why. Same principle, basically. I don't know if you know anything about inflation, shrinkflation when it comes to grocery stores. I'm not going to totally illuminate you on that topic if you don't, but basically what you need to know is those fucking, I hate to say the cliche thing, greedy corporations, those greedy fucking corporations, they're fucking raising the prices, they're fucking, you're taking a bath on it, and they're not passing those fucking costs on to their suppliers. So whatever you buy, eggs for $10 a fucking carton, the egg fucking manufacturers are not getting any more money. The grocery stores are, they're pocketing it. So, apples is a great place to steal because what you do is you look at the PLU code, right? You look at the code, you know, the fucking code for the cheapest apple you can find, which should be like a bad Fuji or something like that. It should be like $1 something a pound. Look at it, memorize the code. This is self-checkout only. This will not work with the cashier. So great, music stores turn into how to steal apples. Wow. And then you get the most expensive apple, or whatever the one you want is that costs more, which I'm gonna presume is like a Honeycrisp, organic, something or other. You get all your fucking apples. When you check out, you put in the dirty code, and you save yourself like a good $15, which is fine because your two bags of groceries are almost $200. And again, some of that cost is getting passed on. But it's never to the little, fuck you, you're gonna get over right in front of me, you fucking piece of shit, while I'm fucking going 80 miles an hour. Are you out of your fucking mind? Sorry. Look, let's be real. Unilever, Procter & Gamble, and all their underlings, all your Nabiscos and Ritz and everything else, like, they're fine. They're making money. They are getting a part of that fucking payment. How do you know? I'm not gonna get into that. Go do your own research. I'm not here to educate you. I'm here to entertain you. Okay, so yeah, I told you how to steal apples. I used to have a thing in Bay Ridge I used to steal kale. I don't know if I do this, I haven't done this in probably 10 years, but this is still a good trick if you feel confident that you're not gonna get caught. And that's what it's all about, is not getting caught. Let's be real, because how embarrassed would you be? Bogdan got caught stealing chicken sandwiches for like a year and he got in a lot of trouble one time. It's a good story. I should just put the camera on him. In fact, I swear to God, in New York, I'm going to put him on camera and make him tell the story about the pesto chicken sandwich. It's kind of a legendary story. He went to jail, okay? It's fucking funny. The kale, God damn it, I meant to talk about music and I'm talking about stealing from grocery stores. That's just how life goes, baby. So, totally clean and sober, by the way. I was clean all day yesterday. I'm clean so far today. The kale, when they start boosting the price of fucking kale, what you do is you grab 2 bundles of it, go down some piece of shit aisle that no one gives a fuck about. Like pet food aisle, for example. That's a good one to do it in a grocery store. And you fucking take the twist tie off. Do it real casually. Like, you gotta, this is the thing, you gotta look natural. So you gotta look like you were just tweaking something in your cart. And I gotta say, it's not a fucking bank, so if you can hover your body over it, you can really effectively do this one. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Undo both fucking twist ties, and then combine the 2 bundles of kale, retwist, you know, leave the ties in the cart, do whatever, it doesn't matter, leave them on the ground. You've just gotten a free bundle of kale. All right, I'm done talking about stealing. I mean, I'll have to make a whole video about stealing another time because I'm with Irvin Welsh on that one. Like, I fucking promote stealing, all right? Thievery. Although, I'm not a fan of straight up just stealing from individuals who haven't wronged you in some way, okay? I'm not promoting insecurity. I'm not promoting lack of safety. Music stores. Okay, God, can I even come back from that? Yes. Best Buy, I remember seeing the Crazy Town CD there, which Crazy Town has a bad rap because that Butterfly song is so bad. The fucking second track on that, or the first actual song on that Crazy Town album, it's called Dark Side. Fucking brilliant. When I listen to it twice in a row because it's so good. Fucking amazing. But Best Buy had the rap. I guess I can't talk about Best Buy anymore, but they had a rap section, they had a rock section, they had a classical section that I didn't give a shit about at the time. I probably would now. It's hard to say with streaming, you know. Best Buy used to be good. Oh, I started talking about thieving because they could tell that I was thiefy, and they would like, they did not give a fuck about making me uncomfortable. They would put, this is not a joke, they would put a fucking one of those big triangular ladders on wheels directly next to me and have someone, I'm not making this up, I had told my mom and I told her to call the store because I was so upset about it. Because I wasn't actually stealing from them, I was just working on stealing from them, if that makes any sense. I realize it doesn't. And they would have the guy climb on top of the ladder and look down at me while I was plotting to steal. I was gonna steal from, did I forget what place that was? Circuit City had a decent CD. Again, can you fathom like Circuit City having good music? They did. They had Mr. Funny Face by Sprung Monkey, and I was trying to steal it. I remember my sister was there. My grandma lived right next door, and I was trying to steal Sprung Monkey, but I was always scared because you never knew what was gonna happen with those fucking things, those little anti-theft devices, right? You never fucking knew. Speaking of stealing CDs, they were fucking stealing from you. The fucking profit margins on those, I forget what an actual CD cost when mass manufactured like in the 90s, but it's something absurd like 9 cents. And you know, they started charging $21 and then the price came down and it came down and came down. But average, you know, $9.99 was considered a fucking bargain for a CD. It would have a sticker on it sometimes that said great value or bargain, but usually you were paying about 14 to 16 bucks for a CD. CDs were great, despite the fact that people never thought they were, this white truck's making me nervous for some reason. No, maybe it's because he's going like 90 miles an hour. 75. Don't get behind me then, asshole, I'm not even in the fast lane. Okay. I could go through and list CDs I bought from Best Buy. I mean, the one memory that has come up a couple times during this, I'll call it a therapy session I'm having with you, was buying Butthole Surfers Electric Larryland. Exclusively because it had, yeah, what is this, Contractor? Fuck you. Because it had Pepper on it, right? Pepper's this brilliant song, but the rest of the album was unlistenable. So I bought that and I took it home and I realized I couldn't listen to the rest of the album. Never really got Butthole Surfers. I had a copy of Psychic Powerless, of course, like everybody cool at least. So I took it and I was like, I need to return it, but how can I return it? And I took a fucking knife and just slashed the bottom of it. And I took it back and I was like, yeah, this is damaged. I just need to do a return. And I remember the girl looking at it. She was like, so we can't do a refund, but we can only do a replacement. And so we went to go look and see if they had a replacement. I felt like a fucking idiot in that moment because I was like, fuck, all this effort and it didn't even work. And they didn't have one, so she did just give me store credit and I got something else. I'm not proud of that one. That's a little, it's like, that's your own mistake. Live with it, you know. I'm gonna have to make a whole other video, I think, about music CDs because I have so much to say about it. Let's wrap this up though. Not wrap it up, but let's finish talking about music stores. Oh shit, this is gonna get too fucking hot. Let me put the bill over it. Oopsie. Okay. So there's Best Buy. They had so many fucking cool big box PC games. And they, not just like you buy one, like you're buying Descent. They had things that would be like 30 games for 50 bucks. My dad would get them for me, and they would have all these games. And you know, 70 or 80% of them might work. The rest of them just fucking wouldn't work. Remember trying to get games to work on your fucking PC? Oh my god. I don't miss that. I don't do any gaming now anyhow, even though I love video games and I'm a subscriber to Retro Gamer Magazine and I read about them and I think about them and I watch videos about them. I'm just not playing them anymore. So there's Best Buy. It was a great place to buy music. If you had your CD in Best Buy, it was a big fucking deal. So, Factory 81, Michigan, Deftones absolute Deftones ripoff band. You know, like a lot of bands during that time, but they had a CD in Best Buy. I would always look at it. John Weir and his Adam Cox's band, the Dead Bodies, had a CD in Best Buy. That was a big deal. That was hard to do. It's considered a big deal if you had that. Media Play. Media Play was expensive. The selection was good. You know, the one that stands out to me, or I remember buying there, was Creed's second album, which, God, I mean, the one with Higher on it. Again, you know, talk all this shit you want about Creed, but first album had some good cuts. Torn is good. Mark Tremonti is a good guitar player. They're a respectable band, I'm sorry, even though they suck. But I remember buying Creed's second album there. For some reason, I remember a lot of Smashing Pumpkins related stuff, so I guess during my Smashing Pumpkins, like probably the biggest listening phase, I must have been looking at, like, I don't know, I was looking for a copy of Lull, L-U-L-L, or I was looking for Aeroplane Flies High or something else. Media Play had a few respectable, like, Japanese imports, which is not common for a big box store during that time. I remember, and here's another thing, you gotta remember, we didn't have the internet like you have it now. So I wanted a copy of a VHS copy, because they didn't have DVDs yet. I wanted, well, maybe they did, but 7 television commercials. That's the name of a very popular Radiohead VHS. Not very popular, but amongst Radiohead fans, and it was hard to get. I remember I went to FYE and I was asking the guy about it. My dad was there, of course. You had to have your parents drive you to the store. And I remember asking him, like, where could I get one? And he was like, you can try Media Play. And I go, but Media Play's a ripoff. I was like a kid. I go, Media Play's a ripoff. And he goes, granted. And I gotta give him props for using the word granted, because that's something that wasn't part of my vocabulary then. He addressed me like an adult, and that's kind of cool, you know, like, you know, taking things for granted, or just the expression granted was not great. You gotta remember, I had a really shitty education, okay? And I'm not blaming you, Mom, for that, or Dad. I just did. The fucking school system in the Midwest is a goddamn joke. So FYE had a lot of cool stuff. They had, I mean, Christ, they had a fucking arcade, and it doesn't get much cooler than that. That'll be another topic, arcades, right? Still talking, can you believe it? That's FYE. They had a lot of cool metal. They had a pretty respectable music section, and they had more fandom type stuff. They were more into the cool t-shirts, rock and roll. Oh my God, going to Hot Topic and seeing those fucking rock and roll t-shirts for the first time. I was out of state somewhere when I visited a Hot Topic. It fucking blew my mind as a kid. Rockabillys. You know what? Well, I guess I'm stressing out because the battery's gonna fucking die in this. Fuck it, let it die. I'll replace it when it dies. There, I'm done thinking about it. It's gonna happen any second, though. That's the fucking problem. Rockabillys, an independent CD store and record store in fucking Shelby, well, Utica, Michigan, technically, on Hall Road in Van Dyke. Originally, though, they were at 22. I mean, there's too many fucking memories to even go through, but I famously, in my small world, did a show as Corpse Smoke at Rockabillys that was, like, fucking packed, and it's online. You can go watch it. Go look up Corpse Smoke show, Corpse Smoke Live, Corpse Smoke, Peter Littman, Rockabillys. The whole fucking show is up, and that was a crazy time. That was my 20th birthday, I think. Sounds about right. But Rockabillys, look, I got up for a midnight fucking release of Deftones' White Pony, and I went down there with my friends. I got Deftones' White Pony. My brother's, at the time, brother-in-law was there to get it as well, because he was a big Deftones fan. We were in line at midnight, me and my friends. My fucking parents drove us there, and we were in line talking about Pantera's new album, Reinventing the Steel. Are you getting a fucking picture of how fucking cool music stores were? And that same night, I got Dave Navarro's Trust No One album as well. I would like to say 311's Evolver, I did the same thing, but I don't think I did. I think I got that one at Best Buy, like the day it came out. Maybe not. I mean, this is just such an interest, to me at least, and maybe to you, such an interesting era of music consumption. And you know, the interesting thing to note is that music artists were still at least making some money. The corporations were taking the lion's share and leaving the peanuts for the music artists, but now we don't even get the fucking peanuts. What about Lady Gaga? She's probably doing okay. Okay, can I generalize about music artists and have you not pull out the one fucking example or whatever? Basically, the popular music of today, like, yes, those people are rich. Yes, they're making money. Obviously, I'm not saying that. Can we just leave that? So, Rockabilly's was so fucking cool. I used to go there on a Saturday and just spend like $150. I would walk out with a fucking stack of used CDs like this. And again, too many memories to recount. I do remember when the guy who owned it was Bill O'Keefe. He was fucking cool. Sean was cool. Fuck, what was that guy's name? Tony. Tony was fucking cool. Bill O'Keefe, again, Bill from Rockabilly's, his kid, Bill Jr., had a music store in fucking downtown Rochester in some like back alley, whose name I cannot remember the name of that store. Oh, it might have just been called 3rd Street Records or something. I don't remember. But that guy, he had the fucking coolest music store of anybody. Look, I'm still talking about it, you know? That was the place where you would go to get your CDs ordered. I would order Buck65 Anticon shit from Canada. You would look at like the Verve and he would have fucking like 5 Japanese versions of a Verve album. Like all your fucking trip hop, all your cool shit, all your industrial, your goth. It was just fuck me sideways. That was a cool store. It was too cool for me at the time. I would go there and not even know what to buy. That's how fucking cool it was. And I was pretty deep into music. Still am, obviously. So I remember getting those imports from there, Buck65. That shit was hard to get if you couldn't. Alright, that one hasn't happened in a while. Battery was dying, but it said camera's too hot. You care, right? Yeah. So, whatever the fuck that store was called in Rochester, it was super cool. And just, you couldn't, it was so hard to get imported CDs, like, it was hard to get them, or I didn't know how to get them online at the time. So anyhow, it's amazing to me now if people go to a record store and order, they're like, can you get this? I'm like, hello, the fucking internet? No, but you should support your local store. 100%, sure, if you like them and if they're not fucking con artists, and by all means, go support them, order through them. It's gonna cost you more money probably, and you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to spend gas money to get there. But the experience, I know. So anyhow, that was, again, so 3rd Street Records, whatever the fuck, what was, somebody tell me, somebody know that store in Rochester that I'm talking about? I don't fucking know, but that guy who worked there, oh, how did I forget Rockabilly's 3rd location, the original one where they were in the same plaza at, between 22 and 23 on Van Dyke, or is that just north? Yeah, it's north of 23 by just a little bit, I think, by Shelby Junior High, where Ocean Breeze used to be, and now, of course, it's a fucking Dooley's. No, we want to go to Dooley's. Why? Why would you ever want to fucking go there? So anyhow, Rockabilly's used to be in there, and now that's bringing back new memories for me. I remember I was fucking looking at Charm Farm CDs, local Michigan band. I remember looking at fucking, I would always look at They Might Be Giants CDs, because that's what I liked at the time. I remember a big poster. I always had posters for the Strokes. The Strokes were so fucking big. I've still never listened to a Strokes album. That's not true. I had the main one that had Soma on it. I remember I gave it a shot and it still didn't work for me. So, Rockabilly's 3 locations. By Shelby Junior High, on 22 in Van Dyke in that strip mall, and by on Hall Road by Utica. Alright, Utica, you know, the town, not the fucking school. That fucking Rochester record store, again, that guy who owned it was Bill O'Keefe's kid. He had a fucking band called Heavy Water Factory, who was a legitimate local industrial act, which is really cool. And another member of that band was Jesse McClure, who's ever fucking heard of him? Nobody, but I know who he is. He made the music for a movie called Tainted, which is a Detroit vampire movie, which is actually really cool in its own way, totally respectable, and it got picked up by Troma, which is how I found out about it, because I was a huge Troma fan as a child, of course. And he went on to do talked to somebody who worked with them on it. He went on to work on some film projects, but I think he never really made it, like, even in the back end of working in movies. Downtown what? Am I by Omaha? I guess I'm by Omaha, Nebraska. So, okay, we talked about that record store. How about Hot Hits? You know, the big ICP store, the Rap Hit, was probably a cool store, but Hot Hits and Melodies and Memories are both stores that I never really went to. They were a little far from me. I think Roseville was kind of thought of as a bad part of town, and I don't know. I don't really know why I never went to those places. They were probably really cool. I've been to both Record Times and I've been to Record Town, and those stores are cool. I think they were a little too much for me at the time. Like, you know, the amount of jazz and the variety of world music they had, I was just like, fuck this place. That's not what I'm into. I do remember when they were closing, going there and looking at their Typo Negative selection and seeing Typo Negative's World Coming Down album for $17.99. Mind you, they were closing. They were going out of business. And I remember it being like, that's fucking absurd. Like, $18? Fuck this place. The Record Town you know, again, I don't know how much I can get into record tape trader, collector, like the new stores they have now on 9 Mile and Ferndale. I just don't know them that much. Music stores don't do for me what they used to. But are there some other good ones? Oh my God, yes. Harmony House. Again, I want to get into specific memories. This might just have to be a bigger video. That'll be called, like, specific memories of going to music stores. Which, if anybody watches this one, I'll fucking make that one. I got no problem. So, you gotta check the goddamn directions before I talk about fucking Harmony House. Hold on. Alright, pretty simple. Why are you checking the directions? I know I'm usually like a non-GPS guy, but I don't fucking know how to get to Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Alright, that's where I'm going to play right now. Don't worry about it. I'm on tour. Did I mention that? Nobody's even watching this video anymore. But I'm on tour, and it's actually, today is a lot more fun. I was really lonely yesterday. Kind of felt sad. Harmony House. There's a Harmony House in the fucking mall, and it was so goddamn cool. You gotta know. Those fucking stores had hot chicks working at them. Hot young chicks. And I know how that sounds, but look, I was fucking 14, okay? So hot young chicks were probably like 18, 19, 20. And Harmony House, like, the one in the mall, they just had these hot chicks there. Some specific memories are coming up of stuff. This was like the summer when Road Rash 3D came out from PlayStation. Anybody? Oh my God. The fucking soundtrack on that thing, it had like Kid Rock and Agnostic Front. No, it had some other really good shit on there. It was like, holy shit, this fucking rules. And it wasn't like a hit song, Kid Rock's. It was Somebody's Gotta Feel This. That's right. I keep thinking I gotta make. I've been working on this one for a while. I'm gonna make a big video about Kid Rock's Devil Without a Cause and Kid Rock in general, because I have a lot to say. Right? So, Harmony House, a little bit overpriced. Probably the most well curated music store that was a franchise. And again, Record Time was probably a franchise, considering that they had 2 of them. They probably had more, and I'm sure it was well curated, but it didn't suit me. But Harmony House, boy, did they have just the coolest shit. So I remember the one in the mall. The fucking egos of people who worked at music stores during that time. Which, by the way, when you're in your teens and you're trying to, like, find out about obscure music, sorry, that's just the truth. Men who worked at independent record stores were your best friend. So for me, Andy Gould and Blake Johnson. Nobody could top them. Nobody bestowed more musical knowledge upon me than those guys, because they used to fucking work at record stores. I remember Blake talking about Monster Magnet coming in, play a show, which Monster Magnet has a bad rap because they had that one hit, but I'm sorry, Spine of God is fucking amazing, and that's a great band. Alright, this is starting to really piss me off. I guess my one big Harmony House memory that I'm thinking of right now was, it was like like I was in a swim class, and I remember we used to always go to the store at 22 in Shaner. It was a party store, and they had like a little container of cream that I would go in. My sister or me would go in and buy it for my mom, and she would make this Primoroso sauce on like mustachiola. God, it was good. Packaged noodles, but fuck me, it was good. And during one of these swim days where this would happen, I feel like that was on a Monday, I went to Harmony House, and I remember I had Perfect Circles, Mare de Noms, Sea of Names, and I had Blinker the Stars, August Everywhere. If you don't know both those albums, forget what you know about Perfect Circle. That first record for its time was fucking great. Now, what do I think about it? I'll really only listen to Judith or, was it Judas or Jude? I feel like it was Judith. Fuck you, God, fuck your Lord, your Christ, he's never there. And Magdalena was a fucking beautiful song. Like, I would put those on right now and jam them. Like, those were great songs. And I'm just, fuck, man, that was the death of something. Like, that era, the fact that a band had such a fucking big hit, like with Judith. Three Libras was really popular too, and I definitely liked that song until it got really popular and they made me hate it. But the fact that a song as interesting, as well produced, well, let's leave well produced out because that's kind of irrelevant, but as interesting, as great, and as powerful, and as special as Judith was a hit song, I don't know if that happened after that. Like, I don't remember there being, I mean, look, 212 by Azalea Banks is a hit, and that's, you know, a lot better than fucking Judith, probably. Anyhow, that was such a cool day to have those two CDs, and I remember like showing them to my mom because she had to like approve of them. She was gonna buy it. She was like, I'm not gonna fucking get some like satanic shit. So I remember buying those. That was, talk about just great listening though. August Everywhere by Blinker the Star. That's an underrated band, and that's an extremely underrated album, despite the fact that Beneath the Sliding Doors was a pretty big hit. Beneath the Sliding Doors is a great song. I gotta say, I gotta stick up my ass about Ken Andrews. Who's Ken Andrews? He's the singer and principal songwriter of a band called Failure, who has had a bit of a resurgence. And they're beyond respectable. They're really fantastic, no pun intended, because their biggest album's called Fantastic Planet, which, thank you Kevin Lang, when I was 13 fucking years old, and that motherfucker let me borrow Fantastic Planet and absolutely rocked my fucking world, man. If you haven't heard Failure, look, even though I fucking don't like them now, if you haven't heard Failure's Fantastic Planet, go listen to it. What's my problem with Ken Andrews? He didn't fucking respond to me. And I've talked about this before, and it's kind of silly. It absolutely is trite and petty. But I've fucking messaged him and emailed him through his website multiple times to hire him to mix stuff for me, which I'm a good client, all right? You know, the fucking mix job for Instruments of Pain and Guns Up and Zombie Movie and It's All Ending, those were not cheap jobs. Those were respectable industry level paying mix jobs for today. 90s was a little different, obviously. Well, a lot different. When people would just get fucking, you could offer somebody points on your record, percentage points on the back end, because your records might actually make money and it meant something. It doesn't exist anymore. Now, you basically gotta fucking come up with 10 grand. Sorry, I'm not trying to brag, I'm just telling you. That's how much